pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order, colors. Right, face. Forward, march. On guard, up. Order, colors. Forward, arms. Forward, march.
Wow, that was impressive.
Thank you.
That was great. They did a nice job.
I do have to say, before we get completely started on the tonight's agenda, that we are one of the largest JROTC programs within 2 years within the area, that from Scranton to State College. So we're doing really, really well. So thank them. I wanted to, that was a surprise for everybody. So. We do have other districts that are going to copy us. I know that for sure because they want to come and visit. So we're okay with that. Let them do that. It's perfect.
Roll call, Mr. Krasansky.
Roll call. Mr. Barletta.
Here.
Mr. Bonomo.
Here.
Mr. Chapman.
Here.
Dr. Childs.
Here.
Mrs. DeCosmo.
Here.
Mr. Kubitz. Mrs. McBride.
Here.
Mr. Szymanski.
Here.
Mr. Zeller.
Okay, announcement of executive sessions, November 13th, personnel, property acquisition, and student safety. November 26th, contract negotiations, litigation, personnel, property acquisition, and student safety. Public comment
Joyce Gambino?
on agenda items only.
Not agenda, okay. Carmella?
Number 26, do you know the salary of that?
I believe the position would be based on the level of education and on the teacher's agreement and the years of service. Do we have the name for tonight? Do you know it, Mr.
We
Rogers?
do, yeah.
Yes, you are correct. It's based upon level of education and years of service.
Okay. Number 42, what capital projects is this money for?
So, closing our books for this prior fiscal year, 23-24, in order to stay within the guidelines of our unreserved designation, we're required to move money over to in this case, a committed status. So it goes into a capital projects fund, and currently in our capital projects fund, the only specific capital project that's been identified is the field house in the amount of $18 million, which is not this particular 18.5 here. The rest of the money that's in our capital projects fund can be used for any particular capital project, and at some point I'd like to, during the budget discussions coming up in the next few months, I'd like to identify what the board would like to do with that.
All right, thank you. Number 62, what is the cost for the agreement for the Laurel Mall?
Do you have that contract with you, Doctor?
I do not, and I apologize.
I want to say, and I will double check this, but I want to say it's $4,500 a month. Please don't quote me on that till I confirm that. I don't think I have it with me. I'll get you that.
That's okay, yeah,
I'll get you that.
I just.
Where's the- No, this is for the actual rental.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
just the
the
storage room?
Yeah, that's
Oh, the
$100.
storage room is $100 a month.
$100.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
I thought you meant the 61,
third.
I apologize.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And
thank you,
the-
Mr.
The only other thing is number 104 and 106, if you have the salaries for those.
.104 again would be based on,
15 seconds
so
remaining.
this is actually a transfer. The person who will be receiving this position is currently a coordinator in the support group. So what would be the case here is their particular hourly rate, they would begin with that, and then the increase of the promotion to become an associate, the difference in starting rates gets added to their hourly rate,
Oh,
okay?
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, student representative, Faith?
10 students from Miss Flowers Honors Visual Arts Junior Studio painted pumpkins for the Cunningham Valley Historical Society. They will be on display during their annual Halloween event in Cunningham. 5 students from the Honors Senior Visual Arts Studio created a mask craft lesson for the kids to make and enjoy as well that evening. This is the 6th year that we have collaborated with the Historical Society. The Hazleton area girls volleyball team is being awarded a philanthropic award for their breast cancer awareness service learning project. The first half of the service learning project is the sale of our breast cancer awareness t-shirt. The second half of the service project is spreading awareness as they do through their Dig Pink rally. During this match, the team honored one of their very own survivors, spread messages of awareness, and raised even more funds through raffles. This year, with the help of the district and our volleyball family and friends, the team was able to raise a total of $3,852. All proceeds were donated to the Side Out Foundation, which raises awareness and funds for the treatment of metastatic breast cancer. Ava Bademo, a 9th grade gifted student, placed first in the Wyoming Valley Veterans Parade Day essay contest. On Sunday, November 10, 2024, Ava and her family were invited to participate in the Wyoming Valley Veterans Day breakfast and parade. Ava read her essay at the breakfast, and Ava and her family walked in the parade. Ava placed first in the contest and received $250. This year's essay contest writing prompt was Veterans in Our Neighborhood, honoring veterans living in our community. Senior Ava Leitner from Miss Flowers Honors Visual Arts Studio in the Arts and Humanities Academy recently completed a large mural for Cunningham Floral on Route 309 in Drums. After designing the art, she received approval from the client and then spent 28 hours completing the mural. Ava has also designed and painted murals within the art school building, and she helped design and paint the mural last spring at Fritzingertown Senior Memory Care Unit. Ava will be interviewed and featured soon in the Standard Speaker.
Thank you, Faith.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I need a motion to approve the board meeting
Motion.
minutes.
Second.
For the October 24th meeting. We have a motion and a second.
Motion by Mr. Chapman and second by Mrs. DeCosmo. All in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes.
Need a motion to approve the treasury report for
Motion.
October 2024.
Motion by Mrs. McBride, second by Mr. Kubitz. All in favor of approving the October treasury report, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes.
Dr. Upland.
Okay, thank you. We do have a presentation this evening through our ESL department. So Mrs. Wagner.
Good evening. Okay. Good evening, and thank you for allowing us the opportunity to speak on behalf of our English Language Development Department. I'm incredibly proud of the progress we're making as a team, and I want to share some inspiring work our teachers and students are doing to make a difference in our schools and our community. Before I start, I want to go over some acronyms. So ELD stands for English Language Development. That's our program. ESL, English as a Second Language. It was used in the past. It's not really used anymore. English Language Learners are our ELLs, and they're recently changed it to ML, which is Multilingual Learners. So throughout the presentation, I just don't want you to get confused. Our focus is and always has been on our students. Every initiative, lesson, and extra support is driven by our vision to see our ELL or ML students not just succeed but thrive. As a leader, I'm only as strong as as the team that surrounds me, and I couldn't be more proud of the remarkable educators we have. They're innovative, adaptable, and above all, dedicated to doing whatever it takes to help our students succeed. They are bridging language barriers, building cultural understanding, and creating inclusive spaces where every student feels seen, heard, and valued. I brought 3 students with us tonight. They're going to tell you their stories, and it's remarkable where they came from, where they are now, and where they're going. We have Paul Martinez, Luisa Sanchez, and Josephine Castillo. I also have some teachers with us tonight that are going to present. Okay, so we have Diane Zecker, our ESL testing coordinator, Ryan Elmy, Melissa Cheslock, and Sammy Lopez from our Newcomer Center, Connie Morell from our Special Education Department, she's a bilingual clinician, Emily Brown from our high school, and then we have Dr. Lauren Constant from our high school as well. Oh, and Jessica Craig. She's an ESL teacher at Early Learning Center. First, I'm going to start off by going over some of the programs that our department has. So as you know, we have our K-6 Newcomer Center, which we started last year. That's open to any kindergarten through 6th grader who is new to our country and doesn't speak any English. Then at night, we have English classes for parents, and we provide childcare for those parents. We have Spanish classes for our faculty and staff, which is offered tonight on Tuesdays. We have our ESL summer program. We have career days just for our ESL students, or ELD students. We have college visits. We have bilingual paras, and we added an additional 5 to the high school this year so that every content area has a bilingual para so those students have support in the classrooms. And then we also have our ESL credit recovery. So we have 53 ELD teachers in our district, 15 bilingual liaisons or translators, and then 24 bilingual paraprofessionals that work in the classrooms with those students. When I first started in this position in 2021, we had 2,691 English language learners, or 21% of our district. As of 9 o'clock this morning, we have 3,750 English language learners and 29% of our district. Out of those, yes, out of those 3,750 students, 600 of them are new to our country this year. So we have 600 newcomers in our district. If you look at this chart, we have 173 at our high school. That's 29% of them are at our high school. This is a major challenge for us as a department because sometimes we have to teach these students English in as little as 1 year before graduation. I'm going to now turn the microphone over to Mrs. Zecker. She's going to talk about what she does.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Diane Zecker. I am the ELD testing coordinator for the district. And as you can see, the percentage of multilingual learners continue to grow yearly. So you wonder, how is it determined if a student needs our language support? That is my position. So as a family completes the enrollment process, they fill out a series of forms. And one of the forms that they need to fill out for every student that registers is called the Home Language Survey. And on this survey, it asks the family a series of questions. What is the student's first language? Does the student speak another language other than English? And what language or languages are spoken at home? If any of these responses are another language other than English, then it is my job to contact these parents, schedule an appointment for the families and the students to come in to get to be screened to see if they qualify for our language support. As the family arrives to the scheduled testing appointment, being bilingual myself, I try to make the experience as comfortable as possible, knowing that they are transitioning to a new, unfamiliar environment. It is during this appointment that we give any information that they need. We confirm the school that the student will be attending. We give them the address, the location, any phone numbers that they need to contact. We are in close communications with special education department. If possible, the student has an IEP from their previous district, we're in close communication with the nurses if we can relay any healthcare information to the family, and we're in close communication with community agencies in our area so that we can provide the necessary information for these families. Being one of the first points of contact, I do find that many families will contact me directly even after the students have already started and attended classes. So during their screening appointment, the student is then assessed. The state of Pennsylvania uses the WIDA assessments. So the newly enrolled students are screened using the WIDA screener. The WIDA screener is an assessment tool, and it's used to help identify if the student does need language support. The WIDA screener gives us an English language proficiency level. This level will then be sent to the school and communicated to guidance so that they are scheduled properly into their ELD classes. Once they are into the ELD program, then all English language learners will take the WIDA Access Test. This WIDA Access Test is given in January, and it runs through February. The WIDA Access Test is another assessment tool that we use. This is used to track the student's yearly growth. And when a student reaches a 4.5 or higher on the Access Test, they are shown that they are fluent, and now they may exit the program. As you look at the chart of the levels, you will see that the ELD instructional levels, these are the levels that are given to us by either the WIDA screener or the WIDA Access Test. With a level 1, which is beginning or considered entering, and through the levels you see at level 4, which is considered expanding. The majority of our students are currently enrolling in our district. They are coming from outside the country. This has greatly increased our level 1s or our newcomer numbers. So this demand has given us the opportunity to create the newcomer program. And to talk a little bit more about the newcomer program, I'm now going to turn it over to Mr. Ryan Elmy, who is the 6th grade teacher at the Newcomer Center.
Good evening. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Ryan Elmy, and I have been supporting our multilingual learners in the Hazleton Area School District for the past 8 years. Today, I would like to briefly discuss our Newcomer Center, which is where I currently teach 5th and 6th grade math. After being tested, students who scored a 1.0 to 1.5 on the WIDA screener and have been in the country less than 1 year are eligible for placement in our Newcomer program. In 2023, we started our K-6 program at the Early Learning Center. This year, I am proud to announce that we have expanded the program to include a newcomer kindergarten class at Arthur Street and a middle school newcomer section at Heights Terrace and Maple Manor. Our teachers, along with 10 bilingual paras, support our near 300 newcomer students within those buildings. In addition to education support, we have started offering our students food through the Child Hunger Outreach Program. Additionally, we have expanded our language support and development by offering Spanish classes for teachers on Tuesdays and English classes for our parents on Monday nights. With that being said, my colleague Melissa Cheslock would like to discuss the success of our Speak With Me program.
Hi, good evening. My name is Melissa Cheslock. I'm the 5th and 6th grade Science and Social Studies teacher at the Newcomer Center. At the Newcomer Center and throughout the Hazleton Area School District, we value family. We understand the importance of building positive relationships with parents and caregivers. We know that strong partnerships with families improve the overall learning, development, and well-being of children that we have the privilege to teach. Our Speak With Me program, which runs on Monday evenings from 5:30 to 6:30, was designed as one way to strengthen and support those partnerships by offering classes to the parents and/or guardians of our students at the Newcomer Center. We understand childcare may be an obstacle for parents, so we do provide free childcare for those parents that are enrolled in our program. Speak With Me provides not only opportunities for parents to develop their English language skills, but it also provides them with resources and information on how to support their children. We do this by incorporating mini information sessions on accessing Skyward, updating information such as their phone numbers, checking their children's grades, and using Parent Square to communicate with teachers. We share useful community resource information and discuss how we can work together to support their children on their educational journey. Our goal is to create a safe and nurturing and welcoming environment where families feel valued and are engaged in learning. Learning is optimal when people are given opportunities and experiences to grow. Therefore, At this time, I'm going to turn the presentation over to Mr. Lopez, who is one of our bilingual teachers at the Newcomer Center. He will be speaking about his experiences as a bilingual educator.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sammy Lopez. I'm the ELA teacher for 5th and 6th grade at the Newcomer Center. Being a bilingual teacher has allowed me to build strong relationships with my students. The experience of teaching multilingual learners at the Newcomer Center has been very rewarding as I help my students learn and master all the necessary skills needed for a successful transition. I serve as support to other teachers who need assistance communicating with students and parents. My role at the Newcomer Center has given me the opportunity to be a part of the academic journey of our growing community of multilingual learners. I'm lucky to be a part of a team of passionate and dedicated educators who are committed to the mission of providing quality instruction to our diverse student population. Now I'm going to pass it over to our bilingual clinician, Connie Morel.
Good evening. My name is Connie Morel. I am a bilingual psychology clinician for the Special Education Department, but I was also once an ESL student. My family arrived to the United States when I was 11 years old. In the United States, I was able to graduate from high school, obtain a bachelor's degree and a master's degree. I am currently working towards my school counselor certification. A major concern in our community is that unfortunately not enough bilingual people are moving into our area, especially teachers, counselors, social workers, psychologists, and mental health providers. However, the Special Education Department has hired 4 psychology clinicians, of which 3 of them are bilingual. And you may ask, what is a bilingual clinician? Well, our role is very diverse. We support students during the special education process. We assist in translating during evaluations for students that need it. We also assess students' reading levels in Spanish. We advocate for students whose parents do not understand the special education process, as well as summarizing, analyzing legal and medical documentations for students in students' native countries. In addition, last year we started the Newcomer Social Skills Program, where 2 bilingual psychology clinicians work with the newcomer students weekly on different topics. We cover kindness, respect, socialization skills, school rules and expectations, cultural integration, and self-esteem. This program is very important because it provides students with the opportunity to learn expectations and skills which will help them make better choices and, most importantly, feel integrated in their new community. And now I will introduce my colleague, Emily Brown, who will discuss opportunities for the ELD students.
Thank you, Connie. I am Emily Brown, and I am an ELD teacher at Hazleton Area High School. I have been teaching for 10 years, and 7 of those years being at the high school. Over the past 3 years, I have put together career days for our students so they can see the types of opportunities that are available within our area. Businesses come to the school to give a little presentation about the business, what people do, what the employees do, and what type of education is needed for that job. When I have guest speakers come in, I try to get as many who are bilingual to explain their success stories to our students. Not every business that participates requires bachelor's degrees, however, most do. This helps the students gain a better understanding of expectations after high school. I am personally not a teacher who tells my students that they have to go to college to be successful. In all honesty, college is not for everyone, and that is perfectly okay. However, students who do have the dream to go to college, I absolutely support them in any way that I can. That is why, for the past 3 years, my colleagues and I have taken students on local college tours to different universities for a variety of majors and certifications. I always take students to a career technical school to give them hope that it's not too late to learn a trade. Some students do not attend the Career Center, but still have hopes in working in some sort of trade. Therefore, I take them to Luzerne County Community College or Johnson College to show them that it is still a possibility to earn that certification. Other colleges that we visit are King's, Wilkes, Bloomsburg, and Penn State Hazelton. Students love to visit the campuses. Seeing their faces light up when they step off the bus is truly magical. When colleges we visit often give generous scholarships to these students. We have had students receive $92,000 and more in scholarships, and they are so proud of themselves, and so are we. Once they get an acceptance letter, they are quick to share the news with their teachers and their friends. One of my favorite things about touring these campuses year after year is that we always run into at least one student who was previously on this trip and now are on the college campus. They see us on campus, run up to us and give us hugs, share their success stories about campus life, and always thank us for what we do for them. Seeing these students and hearing their success stories brings great pride. They are greatly appreciative of all the opportunities that we have been giving them. And now I will turn it over to my colleague, Dr. Lauren Constant.
I would like to share ways that the World Language Department is supporting the ELD students in our school. So I'm frequently asked, if students are in the ELD program, they need to learn English. What are they doing in a world language class? And at the high school, we have a native speaker Spanish program as well as dual enrollment and advanced placement Spanish. And in those courses, students are studying advanced grammar, writing, and reading analysis that they're directly transferring to English, as well as they're working on using their Spanish in a formal and professional way for their future careers. So these students in our native program, eventually the goal is that they take advanced placement Spanish. And this course is extremely successful. Last year we had 100% passing rate, as well as the students in AP Spanish last year had the highest scores of any of the AP tests at the high school. These students last year also were offered over $9 million in college scholarships. So we're really proud of them and their success. In addition, the teachers in my department have partnered with Guidance, and they offer every ELD student an individualized course selection scheduling appointment every year. So every student sits down with a Spanish teacher and a guidance counselor, and they really go over their career goals for the future. And this has really increased ELD student enrollment in honors, dual enrollment, and AP courses. You'll now hear from my students Paul Martinez, Josephine Castillo, and Luisila Sanchez.
Good evening. My name is Paul Martinez. I am currently a senior at Hazelton Area High School. I came to the U.S. when I was 7 years old, born in the Dominican Republic, Santo Domingo. I currently have passed all my keystones with proficient. By the end of this year, I will have around 15 to 18 college credits saved up. I am also currently a writing labs assistant for one of my teachers. Outside of school, I partake in activities such as martial arts, reading, studying, planning, and I am also in the College Access Program and EOC program, and I want to major in business after high school. I'll now be passing it to one of my fellow classmates that is also my AP class, Luisila.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Luisila Sanchez Rodriguez. I'm currently a senior at the Hazelton Area High School. I came to the United States in October 8th of 2019, a couple months before COVID hit. I'm currently will be graduating with 9 dual enrollment credits and around 21 college credits. I passed all my keys and exams with proficient scores. I also was part of the 2021 ESL summer program. I took ESL classes from grades 7 through 9. Between the list of the colleges that I will be applying are Bucknell, Mount Holyoke, Smith, Lafayette, Lehigh, Franklin and Marshall, Dickinson, and others. And I plan to major in international relations to become an international lawyer.
And she's in the top 10% of her graduating class.
Oh, you missed that. That's not fair.
Good evening. My name is Josephine Castillo. I came to the United States when I was 8 years old.
and I graduated out of the ESL program in a year. So I entered when I was in 3rd grade, and by the end of 4th grade, I had already left. I plan to graduate in 2026 with 15 college credits. I'm in Executive Council, Math Club, Friends of Rachel, and a couple more other clubs. I've always tried my best to keep my GPA as high as I can. As of right now, I rank 31 in my class, of the junior class, and I hope to go to college to study political science.
Good evening, my name is Jessica Craig. I was born in Queens, New York, of two Colombian immigrants. I came to Hazleton, Pennsylvania in the year 2002 when my father lost his job after 9/11. When I came to Hazleton area, I enrolled in the cosmetology department and graduated in 2006. I went to Luzerne County Community College and graduated with my associates in early childhood. I wanted to continue my education, so I went then to Bloomsburg University, and I graduated with a bachelor's degree in early childhood and elementary education. I wanted to get back to the community, and so I decided to stay in the area. Lost my train of thoughts. Growing up in a household where my parents didn't speak English, I know firsthand of what our students are going through. So I started my teaching journey with Hazleton area in 2013 in Heights Terrace. I was a kindergarten teacher, and then I transferred to Hazel Township Early Learning Center and have been an ELD K-2 teacher. I will now pass it over to Lindsay Wagner.
I also want to give a shout out to Mr. Chapman for helping with this PowerPoint and getting all the data together for us. But anyway, thank you for taking the time to listen to us, and just know that you, the board, have an excellent team of teachers, administrators, and support staff that are doing everything to bridge the gap and make sure that every student succeeds. Because at the heart of this work are our students whose determination and dreams remind us why we do what we do. They're learning a new language, navigating cultural challenges, and building their futures here with us. I say this all the time. Our ESL students are doing twice the work of their peers because they're learning the content being taught and the language that goes with it. And our teachers are always right there alongside of them, celebrating each step forward, no matter how small. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, Lindsay, speaking for myself, I don't know, I hopefully the other 8 board members feel the same way. These are the type of things that the public doesn't know that is going on in the area, and I think Kent is here, and actually it would be a real feather in our cap if they actually reported on something good like this. Congratulations.
Lindsay, also, we're often told that we don't do enough for our Hispanic students and for those coming from another country. I am so glad to hear this tonight, and I'm so glad that there are other people here, because we are trying and we're making very good steps forward. And I thank every one of you for bringing that out tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, I would also like to say the same thing, and I can't believe how extensive of a program that you actually have. And it's good that all of you came here tonight to explain it to everybody up here and maybe some of our audience too, because you do a lot of great things. And continue doing what you're doing, because evidently it's working very well.
Yes, thank you for all your hard work and for the time that you spend in caring for your children. I was an ELL teacher also, so I know what you have to deal with, and you do it very well. Thank you for the great job that you do.
I'm very impressed. I'm very proud of all of you. I didn't realize some of the things that you do. I'm glad to be able to sit on this board, sit in front of you.
Thank you for allowing us all the time with my crazy ideas.
Mrs. Wagner, I'd like to add my compliments to what's already been said. Did have a question for you. My understanding at the beginning of the year was that you were looking to implement a system whereby you had bilingual personnel accompanying some of your ESL students to their classes so that they got course content in addition to just language development. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So this year at Heights Terrace and Maple Manor, we started a middle school newcomer class where they have a bilingual para that goes with them all day to all of their classes. And then we also added 5 additional bilingual paras to the high school this year so that every content area has a bilingual para whenever they need them. And then also students like Paul, he's an assistant in the classroom, so if those students need help, that's his elective credit.
Good. Thank you very much. And if you could expand on that as time goes on, okay, to the other middle schools and otherwise, more power.
I'd also, just not taking anything away from our teachers at all, but thank you to the students for coming up here. I know it was difficult to do that in front of everybody here, and I also want to commend them for being here, and also the students that spoke a few weeks ago that they are here this evening as well. I see ya, you know. But thank you, all of you, for taking the time out of your busy schedules and coming here and explaining what's going on here in the district. So we really appreciate that. And that's why we're here, for you guys, the students. So thank you.
And to learn what's going on, thank you.
Yep. And Mrs. Wagner, I would invite you to keep us informed in terms of what we as a board should be doing to assist you, because you're the person in the trenches, you know what's going on, and we're kind of a little bit divorced from that. So, good, thank you.
Again, thank you all.
Thank you again, guys.
Before I get to the agenda, I have one more presentation this evening. Mr. Zeller, if you would like to take the podium, or wherever you'd like to stand.
At this time, I'd like to say a few words about one of our school board members, Joseph Barletta. Mr. Barletta was an educator in this district for 47 years. He had a passion for education. He still has a passion for education. That's why he's sitting up here. He also had a passion for sports, especially basketball. He got his first coaching position at Foster in 1973. Maybe I shouldn't say that. But after that, he had a long coaching career. He coached boys and girls basketball. He had 14 championships. There's only 2 gymnasiums in the area named for coaches, Huey McGeehan and Joseph Barletta. The only thing that stopped Mr. Barletta from coaching was COVID. On behalf of the administration, especially Superintendent Uplinger, Dr. Patty, the school board, I'd like to give Mr. Barletta congratulations on your induction to the Hazelton Area School District Sports Hall of Fame. So.
That was a surprise.
He didn't know about this. I told most of the board members about this evening because I didn't want him to know about it at all.
Just before we came in.
Great, thank you. Congratulations, Mr. Barletta, as always. Okay, now on to some business. On your agenda, page 1, under Curriculum and Instruction, Career Center, approve items 1 through 8 with one motion.
Second. Got a motion by Mrs. McBride, a second by Mr. Chapman. Any questions on items 1 through 8?
Number 2, Mr. Krasansky, again, my understanding is that the district is looking at doing the same thing for all the other schools, because if it's good for one, it's good, well, it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. And I hope that that will be followed through with. On number 7, I'm hoping that the training vehicle that will be purchased will be basically current, not 1960s model, and with some consideration for possible electric cars, because that is now becoming the thing. So, just commentary.
Any other questions? All in favor of approving items 1 through 8 with one vote, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes.
I did neglect to say at the beginning that there, as we have in the past, there are some items that are revised, and I will, when we get to those items, I'll tell you what they are and what the revision is. Under, on page 2, special ed, English language development, approve items 9
Motion.
through 14.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Chapman, second by Mrs. DeCosmo. Any questions on items 9 through 14? All in favor of approving items 9 through 14 with one vote, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes.
Under security, recommend board approve TWG proposal 611.
Motion by Mr. Kubitz, second by Mrs. McBride. Any question on item number 15? All in favor of approving item number 15, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes.
Page 3, approve items 16 to 19 with one motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Kubitz, second by Mrs. DeCosmo. Any questions on items 16 through 19? All in favor of approving items 16 through 19 with one vote, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes.
Approve items 20 to
I'll make
23.
that motion.
Motion by Mr. Szymanski, second by Mr. Kubitz. Any questions on items 20 through 23? All in favor of approving items 20 through 23 with one vote, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes.
Under technology, approve items 24 to 28 with one motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Chapman and second by Mrs. McBride.
Item number 26 should be Thomas Kevin Urkanen.
Any questions on items 24 through 28, filling in the blank on 26? All in favor of approving items 24 through 28 with one vote, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain on 26.
Noted, Dr. Childs. Motion passes.
Under student activities, athletics, extracurricular, approve items 29 through.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Kubitz, second by Mrs. McBride. Any questions on items 29 through 32? All in favor of approving items 29 through 32 with one vote, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes.
Page 5, under finance, approve items 33 to
Motion.
34.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Chapman, second by Mrs. McBride.
Item number 46 is a revised item. It should say, recommend board approve CVS renewal for 1/1/2025 to 12/31/2025, and to be reviewed by Mr. Slesser and his law firm.
Mr. Kazansky, I abstain from item 35A and B.
Noted, Mr. Zeller. Any questions on items 33 through 54?
Just on 46, it was 1/1/25 to win, but
12/31/25. So 1 year.
Again, if somebody will clarify for me what number 46, what are we renewing?
It's our prescription drug plan, Dr. Childs, with CVS.
I'm sorry, but
It's our prescription drug plan
Oh,
for our
okay.
employee benefit program.
thank you.
Sure.
Any other questions, items 33 through 54? All in favor of approving items 33 through 54 with one vote, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain on 46.
Okay, noted Dr. Childs, and I noted Mr. Zeller's abstention on 35A and B. Motion passes.
Need a motion for item number 55 to pay the bills?
Second.
Motion by Mrs. DeCosmo, second by Mr. Kubitz. Any question on the bills? A through O? Okay, all in favor of paying the bills, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes.
On page 9, under Superintendent of Schools, approve items
Motion.
56.
Motion by Mr. Chapman, second by Mr. Kubitz. Any questions on items 56 through 62?
I'd just like to say that I'm pleased to see the Memorial Scholarship offered in Clarence John's name. He was an educator. He was an educator's educator, and that is very much in keeping with his heritage.
Any other questions on items 56 through 62? All in favor of approving items 56 through 62 with one vote, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes.
Page 10, approve items 63 to 75.
Motion by Mrs. DeCosmo, second by Mr. Kubitz.
Question,
Yes.
what is number 63? What's the MOU? Recommended board. Yeah, what does that mean?
Oh, that is, I'm sorry,
Sorry.
They provide some services, and Mr. Mahalik, you, at the top of your head, know exactly what those services, it's for our early intervention program.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just was
or Mr. Weed, I'm not sure if either, exactly what those, it is, but.
We have some students that are in that area.
Oh,
They're
okay.
our students, but they're being serviced by the Carbon.
All right, thanks, I just wasn't sure.
Thank you.
Any other questions on items 63 through 75? All in favor of approving items 63 through 75 with one vote, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes.
Page 11, approve items 76 to 93.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. DeCosmo, second by Mr. Zeller. Any questions on items 76 through 93? All in favor of approving items 76 through 93 with one vote, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes.
Okay, on page 12, approve items 94 to
Motion.
103.
Motion by Mr. Chapman, second by Mr. Kubitz.
All right, item 103, please hang on. So we'll go to the easy parts first. Q, R, S, T, and U are removed. Q through U, removed. And A and B are taken care of. Letter C, Binel, Sanchez, M. McAdoo, 6.5 hours. Letter D, Ara Monergo, and I apologize if I'm butchering these. Monergo. Castle, 6.5 hours. Letter E, Carolyn Sanchez Baez, Castle, 6.5 hours. Letter F, Mercedes Gayton, McAdoo, 6.5 hours. Melissa Smith, McAdoo, 6.5 hours. Melissa Serpe, Castle, 6.5 hours. Israelis Vega, Heights Terrace, 6.5 hours. Oh, I'm sorry. Yep. Early Learning Center, I'm sorry. Lisa McKeldin, High School, 6.5. Denise Salo, McAdoo, 6.5. Jamie Perchak, Valley, 6.5. Margaret O'Donnell, West, 6.5, and this is a transfer. Letter N, Alexandra Rodriguez, Castle, 6.5. Kimberly Ann Lipinski, Drums, 6.5. And Katria Polanco Perez, Freeland, 5.5. And
Any
I'm not
questions?
repeating.
These openings come because, don't touch me. Because of retirements or what?
I will look to, yes, they're openings, and Mr. Weed will be able to address them, and I know.
These are prior open positions and or positions that previous resignations, prior professionals. It's a constant flow with the prior professionals. We also honored 7 transfers requests so that we had to backfill those positions. So there's a plethora of things that were going on to warrant this. Trying
lack of applicants?
Yes, we're now starting to see a trend in more applicants, which I'm super excited about. So we had quite a few applicants, and it did take time to go through those applications, review the references, and make the phone calls to make sure we do try to put our professionals where they want to go from a travel standpoint, everything else, we try to accommodate so we make the stay longer, longevity with our travel professionals.
Thank you.
Any other questions on items 94 through 103?
Yes, on 103, just to mention that I'm delighted that we're hiring people to replace those who are no longer with us. At the same time, I read that as a very sad state of turnover of personnel once again. I hope we can do something about that.
Okay, any other questions? All in favor of approving items 94 through 103 with one vote, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain on everyone except for A and B and number 103.
Noted your extension on 103C through P. Motion passes.
Okay, page 13. Approve items 104 to 107 with one motion.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mrs. DeCosmo, second by Mrs. McBride.
Item number 104 should be Lisa Herco. Item number 105, Luz Estevez. And item 106, part-time assistant, I want to make sure, Lindsay Wido.
Is that W-E-I-D-O-W?
W-E-I-D-O-W. And we had, I'm sorry, and there's a letter B on there as well. It's a general secretary at the Oblates, and this is for our EI program, Enmi Solar. That's a new position, not budgeted. So we'll have a general secretary at the Oblates. So there should be an A and B on 106.
Any questions on items 104 through 107? All in favor of approving items 104 through 107 with one vote, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain on 104, 105, and 106.
Noted, Dr. Childs.
Are any of our new folks in the audience this evening? If you are, let's see you. Have it stand up if you are here. No?
They're shy.
They are shy.
They're shy.
All right, moving on.
Anyone from the audience have comment on what we just spoke about?
If
Anyone?
not, Mr. Bonomo, I have a comment.
Sure.
I appreciate the thank you, Mrs. Wagner, for the board. But on behalf of the board, just like any team, I'd like to thank all of our administrators, principals, vice principals, all of our classroom teachers. It takes a team effort for something to be successful, and I know that as a coach. So I'd like to thank everyone out there, and you can pass it on to all your teachers. Thank you.
I don't
Thank
think
you.
we can pat and thank you enough, but thank you.
Any board members have any other comments?
Anyone from the audience? Any public comment?
I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Thank you, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving.
Have a nice holiday.
You were slow, Mrs. Durso.
Are you ready?